All right, I'm gonna go for it.
Go for it.
I don't like to use the gavel. Okay, I'm gonna call this meeting to order. Let's rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, roll call, noted absence of Juan for the karate in Ireland, so we're going to move right into the motions of board minutes. I need a motion to approve the regular board meeting minutes of September 12th, 2022, Transportation Committee meeting minutes of September 26th, 2022, Public hearing minutes of September 26, 2022. Special board meeting minutes of September 26, 2022.
So moved. Second.
Flores?
Yes.
Belt?
Yes.
Missouri?
Yes.
Herman?
Yes.
Pappas?
Yes.
Palmer?
Yes.
Motion carried.
I need a motion to approve the special board executive session minutes of September 26, 2022.
So moved.
Second.
Belt?
Yes.
Missouri?
Yes.
Herman?
Yes.
Pappas?
Yes.
Palmer?
Yes.
Flores?
Yes.
Motion carried.
I need a motion to approve the October 2022 expenses as presented, noting additional bills.
No, there's no additional.
No?
That's,
What is
that's the interest.
Okay, thank you.
No.
Never
That was
mind.
missed from
No
your-
additional
that was
as
missed from your
presented.
packet, I apologize.
No problem.
I make a motion to approve the October 2022 expenses.
Second.
Okay, Missouri?
Yes.
Herman?
Yes.
Pappas?
Yes.
Palmer?
Yes.
Flores?
Yes.
Belt?
Yeah.
Motion carried.
All right, Mr. Peters.
All right.
Yes, that's right.
Balance in the super now account at the end of September was $943,011.76. Outstanding checks on September 30th totaled $46,721.59. September payroll expense carryover $35,560.27, and a couple adjustments. An August payroll adjustment $1465. Excuse me, a September adjustment for $1062, leaving the adjusted bank balance at $860,704.63. Lunch program balance $14,472.19. Impress fund $5,000, leaving the total balance at $880,176.82. Investment balances at the end of September $11,138,669.92, leaving the balance of all funds as of September 30 at $12,018,846.74. September receipts, we received $9,026,243.86. September expenses $8,272,8313. The fund balances: education fund $6,616,512.44. Building fund $1,190,668.08. Bond and interest $1,959,460.35. Transportation fund $861,546.86. IMRF $374,561.89. Working cash $174,889.34. Tort fund $259,811.06, and life safety $581,396.72. We earned interest in the amount of $823.44 for the month, and we had just a few distributions from the state. State aid $265,918. State free lunch $139.89. Special ed orphanage $136,129.73, and driver's ed reimbursement $2112.83. We also had two real estate distributions. Number 6, $3,559,783.65, and number 7, $656,580.78. The fund balances are in the packet.
Okay. Questions for Mr. Peters? Okay. I just need a motion to approve the treasurer's report as presented.
So moved. Second.
Herman?
Yes.
Pappas?
Yes.
Palmer?
Yes.
Flores?
Yes.
Belt?
Yes.
Missouri?
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, before public comment, we're going to recognize some guests here tonight. Are you going to be introducing these
Yes.
lovely gentlemen?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
So I'd like to introduce a couple of our golfers that made it to state. This won't be the last time that you'll probably see this group, except for Vinny, apologize, but I'm assuming this team is going to be back. We are pretty good. I'd like to thank Coach Seraphin for being here. Also Coach Madden, who left about halfway through the year, Coach Sarsany, Coach Schutema, all those guys have been, I think, critical in the development of this group. I'd like to thank the parents for what they have done just throughout the years to continue to push and make their kids better. This year's IHSA State Finals, the golf team had a trio of players place third place. The medalists from our team were Vinny, Jack, and Brandon Moffat, and led our team to the 8th regional victory in the last 11 seasons. In sectional play, only 2 of our players made it through the state finals. Third place medal winning event, and the score of 75 from Vinny, and a qualifying round from Jack to make it through to the state finals. Both boys battled the golf course on both days, where Vinny tied for 16th overall with a 2-day total of 157, and Jack tied for 36 with a two-day total of 162. After completing his back 9, the final day with a 3 under par 33 to complete his season. Both boys have a tremendous amount to be proud of individually, and as our school, our team, we are extremely proud of them. So I would like for Vinny Masana and Jack Havers to please stand up real quick. Thank you. Vinny's got the great shorts on because we've got the paint game going on volleyball. I don't want to take too much more time, but I appreciate them all showing up, and thank you for letting me recognize them.
Yeah. And thank you so much for coming. Congratulations.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, make the school proud. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Keep it up.
Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Meyer, what is your 2-day total on around 2 rounds of golf? Is it around 157, 162?
Probably 137.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Not one round. Not one round.
Right?
See, Coach got it. He got it.
Yes. There you go. It's amazing, though, that a 5-stroke difference. I mean, wow.
And we were all, fairly close in sectionals, correct, Coach? We weren't that far off of the whole team there.
So, yeah, I have some thoughts on that.
It's not ideal.
We ran into a buzzsaw. They sent the teams from up north, private schools, down to us. And those teams, all 3 of the teams from their regional pushed us out at sectionals. And those teams finished in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place. And one other team finished in 1st place. So the way I look at it, we were a top 16 going into state this year.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we did not play well on a day that was important. And we ran into teams that were very, very good.
Yeah.
So stuff happens, get better, and keep trying.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Where did you play state?
State every year, yeah, state every year is at Prairie Vista in Bloomington.
Oh,
Okay.
And then sectional travels, and it's regionals too.
Okay. Where was it this year?
The regional tournament?
No, the sectionals.
Sectionals tournament was at Turtle Run Golf Course in Danville, Illinois.
Oh,
So we had to travel down there.
Okay.
And spend the night, otherwise that would have been on 4:30 departure, I think. So thank you for that.
yeah. Yeah.
That a lot of people
It's
get down
far.
there and get ready for
Well, I mean, there's so many hotels in Danville, right?
tons. Lots of good ones.
There you go.
We had our choice.
Yes.
So it was fun.
Wonderful. Well, congratulations.
It was great.
Especially with the Hayhurst family. I think we've seen you guys a few times in here with state recognition for golf. Maybe. Maybe other things. Thank you. All right. We're going to move to public comment. Ms. Weissel.
Carla Weissel of Beecher, Illinois. I stated at the Transportation Committee meeting and the budget hearing on September 26, 2022, that I have been concerned that there's no strategic and fiscal plan. As Antoine de Saint-Exupéry stated, quote, "A goal without a plan is just a wish," unquote. However, then I remembered that a deficit reduction plan is now required. Quote, "A deficit reduction plan is required if the local Board of Education adopts or amends the 2022-2023 school district budget in which the operating funds listed above result in direct revenues being less than direct expenditures by an amount equal to or greater than 1/3 of the ending fund balance," unquote. This is unprecedented. I do not believe that Beecher School District has been in this position in recent history. The lack of any plans, including multi-year financial plans and now a significant budget deficit, is not setting the district up for success but for more failures, led by President Julie Pappas and Finance Chair Janet Pallmeyer. This is another failure in leadership. The public should start on page 22 of the budget on the website under School Board Resources. Quote, "This deficit reduction plan must be adopted and submitted concurrently with the budget," unquote. There was no in-depth discussion or separate vote on the deficit reduction plan, presumably not to rile up the public. Additionally, the most recent Finance Committee meeting on August 15, 2022 did not include thorough discussion, analysis, or review of this now complete deficit reduction plan. Therefore, the board and leadership are not promoting and sharing transparent financial information about the district. Now, this plan includes reductions to direct services impacting the students of 200U. On page 28, the public will see the partially cut off with the right margin deficit reduction plan. As directly quoted from the complete and filed deficit reduction plan, quote, "We are eliminating 3 teaching spots over the next 3 years through retirement. We will realign our courses to be covered by current staff," end quote. It also states, quote, "The only course lost during the budget cuts will be the art program at the elementary junior high level," unquote. Beecher 200U, be transparent. Let the public know what you have decided. Discuss it with the board in front of the public. I also encourage the public who may be upset about what is happening and the other previously discussed cuts, please speak up. No more being afraid to speak up. The future of the district depends on it.
All right. It's not gonna stop. It's not gonna stop. There we go. All right. Mr. Meyer.
A couple things. We've got 3 of our 6 drills done. We got quite a bit of it done beginning of this year, which is important. We want to try to get a fire drill before it gets too cold with the department, so we're working on that. We set out the PTC fast link, but of course I screwed it up the first time, so I apologize for that. So for all of you out there that let me know, I appreciate it, because I screwed it up. But hopefully the second one worked because we have people that signed up. So, but I apologize for the first one. We had a really good dance turnout for the turnabout, and what I want to say in general is this is one of the first times I've really heard kids say how fun it was and how the DJ did a really good job, and I just want to thank Ms. Calomino, and then also I'd like to thank my daughter for asking me who it was, because that gentleman did homecoming at Mantino last Saturday and did a great job, I guess, as well. So I really appreciate just the kids to hear, because usually it's all about complaining, but they didn't complain.
No.
And I thought that was great, and I hope this John can come back and
please, as much as you can bring him back, because all that I heard was positive. Like the kids all, of different groups, everything, everybody said they had the best time. And I asked Abby, and she said, everybody was dancing.
And there weren't any discipline problems. That was even better.
Right.
They were back. Yeah, that was good.
Yes.
I'm well aware. It's only dance 1, but I was really pleased. And I'm not saying it's always going to be like that, but it was just nice to really not hear for the most part, one person complain about it.
And he also does entertain the adults at Sit and Bull occasionally as well.
He does?
He does.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. He's a lot of fun.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and from a senior, best dance ever. That's adorable.
Good.
Wow.
Good. No, everybody was very complimentary. I was like, well, Miss Cal, Miss Cal.
If we can sign a contract, whatever.
Last thing, I want to say thank you to you guys as well. There's a lot of things that, how society changes and how things change, and we're expected to do our job, but also to allow us to go to trainings and to do certain things. We've all been to the CPI I went to a 504 discipline. I've done a Title IX. I mean, things that I need to get updated on. I need to do a better job. And I just wanted to say thank you for allowing us to go do these things because they are important. It is, again, I'm not saying we want to learn how to take kids down, but this non-violent crisis intervention training was great to learn that, but also to know that there are things that you can do that you know, within reason. And I was trained a little differently at a place where I used to work, and so it's nice to get updated on certain things. I just want to say, we're all busy, but I appreciate you allowing us to go to these trainings because I think they're vitally important.
I just did that CPI thing. It was so
It's
needed.
different.
It was very different, but it was so needed. I think it was great for perspective for many people too.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
good.
Thank you.
Love to hear that you get out of that, you know. Great. Any questions for Mr. Meyer?
Just a comment, thank you to Mr. Sarsney too for putting on that
Virtual,
FAFSA
yeah.
training for parents.
He said, we had 17 people. He said that's the most that we've had for a while. So parents or kids, whatever, were very interested. All of that does a nice job too. But yes, he was extremely pleased with, again, 17 out of what, 86 or 83. That's not a lot, but it is a lot compared to what
I did it
we
last year, I
had.
figured I did not need a.
Yeah, correct. I agree. I know, I agree.
However, last year it was extremely
is.
informative, and if you have any questions, call me,
Yep.
because
No, but we did it and thankfully, you know, it's a hard process to go through.
Yep.
So
Yep.
anybody out there
Yep.
listening that has kids coming up,
You got to do it though. Yep.
You
take
have to
Mr.
do it.
Sarsney and the
Yep.
Olivet training because it helped us immensely get through that process, which was not very easy, so.
But I
you know,
will tell
but
you,
very
now that she's in the
helpful.
system next year, because I just did Cameron's,
Easier.
boop, boop,
Yep.
boop,
Yeah.
done.
Quick, quick.
Everything's in there.
So thank you
Yep.
for
Yep. Yep. Nope.
that.
Doing a nice job.
Great.
Have you noticed less incidents since doing the SEL check-in with guidance counselor? Have you noticed it, like, has that kind of helped since you've done it? Do you
I
notice?
think Steve said that we haven't had too many. I don't know, and Steve, I hate to say that we're skeptics, and kids are just,
Yeah.
but
Clicking,
I feel good, I feel
whatever,
great, I
yeah,
feel
yeah.
good, I feel good. But yes, we have pulled a few kids, yes.
You know,
that
maybe you've
legitimately-
noticed that by pulling in those kids, like, it seems like there's less arguments or fighting or drama, you know?
It seems like they're similar kids that we
Yeah.
always check
Yeah.
on. And I was talking to his papas before, I don't even want to say it, because that's just like Jack said.
Right?
You know, so far, and again, I know it's early, but so far, it's been okay, it's been pretty good, we haven't had too many, huge issues. But I think it's great, it takes 30 seconds to
Yeah.
click on a couple things, and we wanted to implement that. We're also implementing some other things when kids get in trouble, and I think I'll write about that, I guess maybe next month I've got some things, but, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
and it
helpful.
can only be as
It is
honest as
helpful.
they're being,
Correct.
but at least
But it is,
it
it's
gives them
something.
an avenue.
It does.
If they don't
Very
take
much so.
advantage, you can't help
Very
that,
much so.
but it's a safe space for them to do it.
Correct. As long as they don't tell anybody, no one knows. And we
Yeah.
try to pull them, when, yeah.
It's not so noticeable, yeah.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Gahan.
Absolutely. I had two things. Now I'm going to make it three, just to make sure the board is well aware, and I am as transparent as I can with you folks.
Thank you.
First of all, next week is Principals Appreciation Week, starts on the 16th and goes through the 21st. So the 21st is Illinois' Principal Appreciation Day, so I appreciate you guys.
Of course you do.
That's all you get.
It's more than normal.
Right? There's a long decree that came from the governor that says whereas, all these wonderful things. So
Nice.
I believe you guys got the same thing from IPA. Yes, no?
Not yet, I think
Oh.
maybe
Well,
more down there.
Sorry, Dr. Leahy, I just spilled the beans. Now Jason Leahy's watching this anyway. An update on GRP. They were here all day Monday at the elementary. The boiler systems are both on in both buildings, and they came back today to kind of regulate some things. So heat is now existing in both buildings. Obviously the PUV, the transformer is not here yet. However, the PUVs have been turned on at the elementary. They put a temporary panel in.
Great.
So those are all up and running. And last I asked, all of those have now been regulated. So everything outside the 4th and 5th grade hallway has heat, and they're running. They're running. Okay, so I'm just looking for a confirmation over this. So that's all been taken care of. Nate Stinson's now the connection person we have at GRP. He's been phenomenal. If there's any concern at all, we shoot him an email, and he says, I'll have somebody out there within the next day.
That's awesome.
They've been really good. He's coming out Tuesday to do another walkthrough. They've been very willing to work with us and making sure, trying to work around, obviously, kids being in the building, everything like that.
Great. And Kenny's Hospital still did not get the transformers. So
Right.
I feel like, you know, maybe we're after that.
Maybe, maybe. And I guess a good way to look at it is that now I don't need it until
Right.
March of next year or
Yeah.
May. And then the coil at the in the high school, the big gym, they're going to be installing that over Christmas break. Winter break, because you can't have heat going on at the same time. So there's not going to be any events here. Practices will move to the small gym, as Mr. Meyer likes to call it, and so that'll all be taken care of.
No
Small
longer
gym.
10.
Small gym and den.
Small gym.
Yeah.
Small. The den's getting fixed.
Right.
Small gym. All right, and so obviously I know the 6 of you have burning questions about the deficit plan that was just addressed. I want to make sure you guys have those answers provided to you. That is part of the budget. That is part of the budget you saw. That is part of the budget that was on the website for 30 days. The only reason we had to do a deficit plan is because of the HVAC project. Without that, there would be no requirement for the deficit plan. So when it comes to doing the deficit plan, what I did is simply said, with the current budgeting that I have been doing for the board and then presenting to the board, we are back in the black by FY26. So you're more than welcome to go out there and see. It's not like I made huge cuts anywhere. If you look at, I think I did a 5% or 7% cut on mainly building and grounds and transportation. In response to the teachers being cut, I was abundantly clear to you guys and to that community right there. When the referendum was going through, I made videos ad nauseum, I made PowerPoint presentations and simply said, and I was very clear, if the referendum did not pass, it was going to be my job to start taking some positions away, because the only way I can make this budget work is by doing that. Mr. Cox did a phenomenal job getting fully staffed and getting things moving around here and trying to get things built around here, and then when time to pay the piper, we don't have the money to do it anymore, so now it is me who gets to be the bad guy, and I have to start removing those positions. So instead of cutting jobs and cutting people, the easiest thing to do and the right thing to do, in my opinion, as your leader elected by you, is to non-replace the folks who are retiring. Ms. Hayhurst, if I may, phenomenal teacher, congratulations. I'm 16 years away from her seat in retirement. However, we had a conversation as a board last year that we had a 5th grade teacher that instead of riffing, we kept on staff because that allows us to maintain that level of staffing. And then when Ms. Hayhurst, bless your heart, goes to a better place in Florida, softball, we can continue to have that staffing level and we don't have to do additional hires. So am I cutting a position? Sure, if you want to look at it that way. But again, I was very open to you guys and to the community who watched it that particular day. The art position, I can't hire for a position that doesn't exist, and like I said, it's a retiring position. So that's where I'm at with the deficit plan. If you guys have any questions at all, I've been more than willing to answer any one of your guys' in regards to the plan. And like I said at the budget hearing, my goal, and I met with Ms. Palmer because she asked to, and Ms. Flores asked, I have every intention to be back in the black FY25. So that's 2 years. And again,
And things can be brought back.
correct. And I cannot tell you a plan if I don't know the revenue. I can't. I'm sorry, I'm not that good. But I'm going to continue to make cuts as I promised the community and to this board as I go through this. So thank you for your time. Any other questions you have regarding my report? Oh, we had one FOIA for legal bills.
As always, I really appreciate your explanation. You were always very thorough in explaining everything. There's nothing that is hidden or not discussed, and you were completely transparent, so I really appreciate you being so exemplary.
That worked, but thank you. Ms. Flores, anything? You were taking a deep breath, I thought, before I sat down.
I mean, I guess that I appreciate that you're bringing, you know, issues to the board to review in a kind of like way in which we can sit down and analyze them almost like one by one, instead of, like we talked about, giving us a, you know, here, $1.7 million, get out your red pen and start cutting away. And, you know, so I appreciate having the opportunity as a board to sit down and look at these individual issues in a very methodical way. We can analyze it, we can table them, we can bring them back, you know, like we don't, you know, so we can review those issues as as they come up. So.
And we're providing the community a full school year to get ready for those things to be changing.
Correct. And
nothing you guys have made or any changes you have addressed or anything I've changed is affecting student outcome and student lives as we speak.
yeah, I mean, and the fact that we can bring them up for discussion at committee meetings or board meetings, I've already had heard, like we talked about the bus issue, the non-eligible, bus issue. I heard some feedback from the community on that. So if it ever comes up, then, we allow the community to, give us some valuable feedback as board members.
Anything else?
No, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Gaham. Mrs. Black?
Oh, I know she was there.
She's there.
Yep.
Just hiding.
I wasn't hiding. Apparently that's our assigned table tonight, so I was just a little bit in the corner. Good evening, everyone. A lot of things in my report have to do with the EBR stroke. The first time that we did that at our building. So there was a lot of preparation that happened in a lot of different ways. So when we did our drill with, well, first of all, we did the interviews with the staff on the 27th. That went fabulously. Beacon does a really great job of the training that they do with teachers, making the teachers feel comfortable as possible when working and practicing, and making them feel prepared. If everyone, I think, felt a little bit more empowered, that they had some more ideas and would be able to make better decisions if that ever happened. So great feedback from the staff. Then a couple days later, we did our drill for the first time with the students. It went really well also. I did not have any negative feedback from parents. I didn't really have anyone, not to say maybe conversations didn't happen at home, but I didn't have any negative feedback as far as any students coming home feeling scared about what we did or anything like that, which was our goal. All of our students practice walking to one of our evacuation places. All of our students talk through scenarios with their teacher about if there was a danger in a certain place in the building, what would be the best option for them. I had a follow-up safety committee meeting where we just talked about what else we would do moving forward. Certainly practicing grade levels walking to the other evacuation point that they didn't walk to the first time is something we'd like to do. And also having some time with our staff, whether that be at staff meetings, and then having time with our students also just to kind of, not on the large scale like we did before, but just remember, hey, if there were a danger here, what would we do? And just kind of talk through some different scenarios. Since it's not like a tornado drill or a fire drill to them, it's not something they've done a million times, to just be able to have some conversation. So all that went really well. The fire department's Fire Safety Week, they have met with 4 of the 6th grade levels. They're meeting with the other 2 grade levels tomorrow. Today it was a really big surprise. I don't even think they realized it was kindergarten and 1st grade, but Marshall, the fire dog from Paw Patrol, I don't know if anyone was familiar with that, was in the gym, so the kids were ecstatic with that. That happened today. We were going to do our fire drill with the fire department today, but clearly the weather was not cooperating. So I'm in touch with them about doing that. We did start homework help as of October 1st. So like we've done in the past, any morning starting at 7:30, students can come into the library where there is a staff member who can work with them on homework, studying for tests, anything like that. Okay. Any other questions?
Anyone?
Okay.
No? Okay.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Dr. Kwasny?
Good evening. First, I wanted to start out by recognizing Rachel Emmett. She is going to be going to state this weekend. We're really proud of her. She'll be competing at Normal this Saturday at Maxwell Park. And we're going to recognize her on Friday with a nice little fun send-off with the students and staff, and a couple other little fun surprises that I don't want to share because I want her to be surprised. So we wish her good luck, and then we'll also recognize her at the next board meeting in November.
That's for cross country?
Yes.
I'm sorry, for
Okay.
girls cross
Okay,
country.
thank you.
Sixth grade.
Okay. Wow,
Yes.
6th grader, wow.
I know. 13:30 was her sectional time for 2 miles.
Wow.
Only in 6th grade,
Yeah.
so phenomenal.
I'd
She's
still
going to
be,
be
I'd still be
really
running that
awesome.
too.
That's your 1 mile. It's okay.
And then student council is
really doing a great job. They just kind of started, we had elections. We, in the past, have had not that great of a turnout for a student council. And I know students are involved in a lot of different activities, and sometimes you have to kind of pick and choose. So we were trying to run it during study hall this year. That way, everybody who's in everything after school can also be part of it, because, you know, the school spirit and, you know, different fundraising, charity, just dances, everything. It's so great to have all those kids involved too. So we have 39 members right now, which is like 3 times as many that we had last year.
Yeah.
And they already have some really cool ideas for dances, for Halloween grams, Christmas, volunteer ideas, Valentine's Day. They had to get signatures to run to be an officer from the staff, from me. Their parents had to sign off, and every time they came, we said, what are some fun ideas, initiatives that you have for the year? And they had some really great ideas, and they weren't just, you know, the same old sort of, you know, kind of boring ideas. They were kind of new and fun, so that was cool. So we're excited to see what they have in store. And we have a lot of just class representatives, so you don't have to be an officer. You know, we just have a lot of class reps who are sharing out ideas too. So we're very excited to see some more excitement on the student council this year.
Yeah.
So, and then lastly, I just wanted to share that Camp Minnetonka is back. So we are looking forward to that. Our 7th graders are going to be going. That will be next week. So we kind of couldn't go for a little while because of COVID, so it's back. So we're looking forward to that, and they're going to have a lot of different team building activities. So, you know, we're excited to see what the kids have to say about it, and then hopefully they'll kind of build up that excitement for next year, because some of the kids don't really know what it's about if they don't have older brothers and sisters, and our 8th graders didn't get to go, unfortunately. So we are looking forward to the feedback that we hear from them in regards to their trip next week.
Yeah.
So,
Lots of exciting stuff.
yeah.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Executive session description?
We have some employee matters to discuss.
I need a motion to proceed to executive session.
Appointment, I'm sorry, specifically appointment of employees for executive session.
Yes. Motion to proceed to executive session for stated reasons.
So moved.
Second.
Herman?
Yes.
Pappas?
Yes.
Palmer?
Yes.
Flores?
Yes.
Belt?
Yes.
Mazur?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Bless you.
I'm going to ask Ms. Black and Mr. Meyer to stay for this executive session.
Okay. We are back in regular session, moving into new business. I need a motion to accept the resignation of Denise Patterson as teacher aide.
So moved.
Second.
Palmer?
Yes.
Flores?
Yes.
Belt?
Yes.
Mazur?
Yes.
Herman?
Yes.
Pappas?
Yes.
Motion carried.
I need a motion to accept the resignation of David Sebring as full-time bus driver.
He will still sub, right?
He still, matter of fact, he subbed today, I believe.
Okay.
Yep.
That's nice to have, like, it's hard to find sub drivers.
And we still have 2 that are in the pipeline. So
For
we should,
Gideon.
yep. So we'll have them on. You'll probably be in your November packet.
And I noticed Kelly's not doing her route anymore. I mean.
Correct, she is, because she's the supervisor though, she makes, if, worst case scenario, she asks all the union members first, and then if nobody can do it, then she fills in.
Okay.
So moved.
Okay, I need a motion, did we do roll?
Yeah.
No,
we didn't.
you-
No,
I made
sorry,
that
I'm there,
motion. I
I'm
made that
there.
motion.
I
It's
have a
all right.
motion
Done.
from Janet.
In a second?
Okay.
Okay.
Ashley.
Sorry, I'm here.
Okay, Flores?
Yes.
Belt?
Yes.
Mazur?
Yes.
Herman?
Yes.
Pappas?
Yes.
Palmer?
Yes.
Motion carried.
I need a motion to employ Vanessa Perez as teacher aide.
So moved.
Second.
Belt?
Yes.
Mazur?
Yes.
Herman?
Yes.
Pappas?
Yes.
Palmer?
Yes.
Flores?
Yes.
Motion carried.
I need a motion to employ Holly Trudeau as junior high school cheerleading coach.
So moved.
Second.
Mazur?
Yes.
Herman?
Yes.
Pappas?
Yes.
Palmer?
Yes.
Flores?
Yes.
Belt?
Yes.
Motion carried.
I need a motion to employ Katie Gersh as district bookkeeper and executive assistant effective tomorrow.
So moved.
Second.
Herman?
Yes.
Pappas?
Yes.
Palmer?
Yes.
Flores?
Yes.
Belt?
Yes.
Mazur?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Not to interrupt, Mike has 2 2 applicants so far. He's looking to interview them. It's been slow going, getting people to apply. He's actually going to put the application on Facebook too, I believe. So you'll have that hire official in November for Katie's replacement.
Okay.
But just give you a heads up, once he finds somebody, we will have them come in actually after everything is, background check is done, and have them start being trained by Katie. But it'll be formalized in November.
Yes. Yep. Okay. I need a motion to employ Kara Stanula as District Human Resource Director / Executive Assistant effective tomorrow.
So moved.
Second?
These are both 11-month?
260 days,
12.
so 12 months. They're both 12 months.
12 months, with, yeah, okay.
Okay, Herman?
Yes.
Pappas?
Yes.
Palmer?
Yes.
Flores?
Yes.
Belt?
Yes.
Missouri?
Yes.
Motion carried.
These are the folks that get stuck with me every day.
Who's making the call?
I was just gonna say.
I am.
Oh, look at you. I need a motion to approve the athletic trainer compensation of $60 per night or event.
So moved.
Correct.
Yeah, then that, yeah, for the night.
Second.
Pappas?
Yes.
Palmer?
Yes.
Flores?
Yes.
Belt?
Yes.
Missouri?
Yes.
Herman?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you to Mr. Ronco. Motion to approve Public Act 96-434 as presented. Question? Discussion if needed.
It's an annual, yeah, annual.
It's an annual thing. I'm trying to remember.
Legal requirement.
Thank
Yes,
you.
It does get put on the website after your approval.
Compensation.
Okay.
So your compensation report.
Okay, compensation reports.
So
Thank you.
moved.
Second.
Okay, Palmer?
Yes.
Flores?
Yes.
Belt?
Yes.
Missouri?
Yes.
Herman?
Yes.
Pappas?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Motion to approve Public Act 96-0266 as presented.
So moved. Second.
Flores?
Yes.
Belt?
Yes.
Missouri?
Yes.
Herman?
Yes.
Pappas?
Yes.
Palmer?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Motion to approve the notice of appointment of authorized agent as presented.
So moved.
Last
Second.
page.
Belt?
Yes.
Missouri?
Yes.
Herman?
Yes.
Pappas?
Yes.
Palmer?
Yes.
Flores?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Any items under other?
I have 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
As I put in my board report, one of the discussion points, so Will County school business officer sent out a survey and I replied to it. We are currently dead last on Will County sub-pay. We are $95. No one else is below 100. Even if you bumped it by $10, we're still third from last. Now, one of the discussions I think we need to have as a board is, I know you adjusted it 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. Yeah, and I think it went from 75 to 95. I'm not asking this to put us at the top of the list, but I think there needs to be a strong consideration because again, the subs we have now are the subs we always have because they're Beecher residents or they're Beecher people and they come back to support our kids and support our community, but we're not bringing in fresh people. Brandy asked me, you know, how do they become a sub here? In general, they come in for a job and say, hey, do you have an opening? We say no, but please go to Will County, get on the sub list. We take their number, we give it to Kathy Weiss. But most of these folks, if it's a Will County person, doesn't live this far south. They live in Joliet or Plainfield or those places where they get paid a lot more. And so one of the discussion items I would like to talk about is, again, upping that pay. I don't want to bust the bank on this, but when you're talking about 120 days through this year, and then if the state keeps it at 120, there's talk about going back to 100 days, which is ridiculous. Subs are already short staffed. Either we bump it at the beginning of next year, or we put, as I said, I really like incentive programs that if you show some loyalty to the district and you're here for X amount of days. Now again, this doesn't, like Mr. Nevels and Ms. Hewitt, who are full-time subs, who are in a position, we already have that taken care of. This wouldn't affect those folks. But if you talk about Mr. Dunlap, who comes and he does his 100 days with us, but he does 2 days here and a day here and 3 days there.
Well, he's in Crete otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you did some kind of incentive program that, hey, we'll pay you at the $95 rate for the first 20 days, and after that, we bump you to $135 or $125. That way, we still, we're monitoring our spending, but then the loyalty kicks in, and now people are gonna wanna come to Beecher because, hey, I know if I'm there for the 21st day, now I'm towards the middle, upper tier of Will County. Or you do nothing with it. I mean, looking at our sub situation, we're internalizing a lot of our subs. And if you do 6 periods of subbing a day, that's $180 that we're paying our own staff to do it.
And not to mention the stress it puts on the other staff with their internal subbing.
That are qualified to sub?
We have 2. Last
Do
year.
they get pulled before teachers?
So the answer to that is if they have the sub license, yes.
And then do they get the
they get
internal pay?
Differential pay.
So right now, a sub pay is less than a day's pay for a parapro. So a para at the lowest amount, and I think for instance Vanessa Perez that you guys just hired would make $14.95 an hour. If you extrapolate that per diem, that's $111 a day. But as I also said in my board report, that is just $111 take home. That does not include the fact that we pay 75% of our health insurance and all those other things that are picked up by the school district. So.
But if they're qualified, I mean, do we not pull them?
Yeah.
Our first thing is always paras get pulled if we have like 2 in our building that can sub. And
So,
then we'll
for instance,
start
Ms.
the
Beesterfield has a sub license, and so if there's a day that she is available to be pulled, we do it. I believe Ms. Malika had a sub license.
I do get my sub.
So Ms. Malika would be pulled on occasion often. And so
Well,
yeah.
that's the hard part too, because then they're pulled and they're not getting the service they
Correct.
need with the children.
Yes.
But it's better than, like you said, if we're having to pull 6 different teachers.
So-
that continuation for the kids, I always think is horrible too. That you're gonna have this person for an hour, then you're gonna have this person, then you're gonna have this person.
Yeah.
Like it makes classroom discipline.
But just wondering
Not
on the
existent.
incentive for the internal pay, was the subbing the day then, or are they subbing during their plan?
When you say internal, there's no incentive. What do you mean incentive? I'm sorry.
Like,
Period subbing.
Yeah.
Period sub, yeah.
So do they get paid for period subbing then?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
and then
the contract
they,
says 0 to 30 minutes is $15, to 31 to 60 minutes is
For-
$30.
for the parapro that can sub?
So no, the para is an hourly employee, not a contractual employee, so they would get their hourly rate continued.
Yeah, so
And that
nothing-
hourly rate is higher than the sub pay for the day.
Okay, so, okay, and then, because that's one thing, like, for us, like, getting that sub pay is clearly an incentive, so I just wanna make sure that the paras did as well, if they could.
So if a para gives up their 15-minute break, we do compensate them for that time if they give up, if they don't take their break.
Okay,
So again, they're part of the union, but they're
Yes.
different than, they're in the CBA, but they're different than certified and non-certified, 2 different sections.
okay,
And so we have to follow the non-certified.
so
program.
in Beecher, do paras get a plan?
They get 2 15-minute breaks and a 30-minute.
Okay, but not a full plan, okay.
They get 2 15-minute breaks and a 30-minute duty-free lunch.
I got you. Okay. In ours, we have a lunch and then they have a plan. So
Yeah.
then that can sub in the plan. That's why I'm asking, like, if it's a full class.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if they supervise or if they pull kids.
Yeah.
I know last year this happened, and so we made sure that they were compensated.
Okay, okay.
Do you think that upping the pay is going to enlarge our pool at all? Because I really don't. I mean, I'm all for doing it, but I think it doesn't matter what we raise it to. Like you said, the people in Will County aren't in the area and they're not going to drive all the way here because we're not going to be able to make it better than what they have. We won't even be able to match it. You're just going to get the people, kind of you said, in the community or,
Yeah.
I mean, even we're so close to Crete, they're going to sub for, Crete's got way more openings probably than we do every day. And it's Crete.
But bless Crete's heart, I'm not gonna bash anybody who
Yeah.
works at Crete, but there's a reason you get paid Crete
Oh,
money
yeah.
to teach at Crete schools. And
Or
there's a-
Joliet money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 But, so the short-term answer to your question is, no, I don't believe, if you were, tonight you said, you know what, guys? Make it $150, we'll move to the top 3 in that list. It's not gonna make a difference from now to December, until people hear about it.
Yeah.
And it's something that would change over time, and then they realize, hey, Beecher's paying me $150.
I would just hate to be like, okay, now we're going to add to where it's going to cost us how much more money, and we're still short the subs, we're still doing everything we have to do, and now we're out even more money because we're paying even more, you know?
How often would you say that staff is internal subbing?
Well, you probably have staff turn something every day, in some way.
Like, is it becoming a burden?
It's always a burden.
It's a burden,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, always
Do
is.
they, are they able to say no?
Of course, you cannot mandate that they sub. Can't, it would be a violation of their rights.
So on average, and
Mr. Meyer does some subbing, Mr. Meyer does a lot of subbing.
I give kudos to that.
take
'cause
away the long
that's
term, but
appreciated.
on a daily average, how many subs do you think we
Don't have or use?
need?
Don't have, yes.
Well, even if you use, because
Honestly,
not everyone can do
take-
everything.
I would have, I don't want to give you a number and they could, but
Yeah.
I mean, if you had somebody here so like when Mr. Neville's, if the semester we say, hey, Mr. Neville's fantastic, thank you so much, you have another 35 days, we could say, hey, Julie, come back the next 35 days and always put them somewhere. And that's really what Kathy does. Kathy says, hey, are you good to go for the next week? And she literally just puts them in a building. We probably could use 1 or 2 extra subs every day.
Every day, okay.
And the other thing is, you know, as you get up there, because, I mean, I subbed in the district as well, and honestly, on half days, it's like, I mean, to make the plans and go there and everything, it wasn't worth it, but that was when I made, you know, that was 8 years ago. I think that $10 would make a difference. I don't think 110, but I think that, I mean, subs are just really, really needed right now.
What does Grant Park make, and for their subs?
They're Kankakee, so I didn't, they weren't part of the survey. I'll ask Dr. Palin and I'll get that answer for you.
What,
Yeah,
what were the closest?
It's in your board packet, I apologize, I don't have
No,
it.
that's okay, I can look it up.
Peatone, I think is
Peatone's
135?
125, Creed's
125.
115.
Peatone's 125?
Yeah, Peatone's 125, Crete is 115. I saw Manhattan's 115. Manuka's
For Grant
Is
Park.
Grant Park?
110.
There we go, Grant Park.
Thank you, you're right there.
I like the incentive, I like the idea of an incentive, too.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're needing them every day, I don't even know if we could fill it. Is there a way where we could have like an internal sub as a job? I don't even know if there, if
So-
we have any
Permanent
openings or
guest
if you tried,
teachers.
but if there was some type of
No.
incentive for that, like maybe, you know, like you can get benefits and we'll do that, I don't, you know, something to where we have them no matter what. And if we don't need them for the day, we have an extra RTI push-in or an extra para.
Well, now again, I understand that, but now you're looking at $42,000 plus benefits. That's a substantial amount of money.
They can only work 1,000 hours, right? Less than 1,000 under Illinois law.
So it's 120, yeah, it's 120 days currently. That law is no longer in effect after this year. They might renew it, but it goes back down to 100.
But there's gotta be something different for permanent subs, like guest teachers, like they're hired as a position at my school.
Oh,
But
guess,
again, yeah.
well.
But again,
I don't
our
think your policy.
kids benefit from somebody who's like a constant, you know?
Yeah, a Crete board might do something where they're
Yeah.
hired as a full-time teacher after.
Yeah.
What Beecher does is that once you are in the same position 10 consecutive days, like Mr. Neville's, he then becomes a BA step 1. He doesn't get all the benefits and everything like that.
But he gets the pay.
But he gets the pay. So he goes from $95 a day to $220, something like that. So that's what,
Quite a deal.
Okay.
so.
After 10 consecutive pay?
You have to be in the same position though for 10
Yeah, like a
consecutive
4th
days.
grade teacher,
Yeah.
like a long-term sub.
Okay,
But
okay.
still, that's a lot even.
That is yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for upping it to like what we're matching. I'm just trying to find a long-term solution. That's kind of a Band-Aid, and like you said, is it really gonna solve our problem? I don't really think so. So how can we actually solve the problem? Is what I'm trying, but I don't. But that's it, you know, because even
If I
just
could solve that problem,
I know,
I would be
I
the
know.
superintendent of Illinois because I don't have that answer.
But
I know,
If
but that's it, like raising the
Yeah.
money, I don't think that's going to fix it. It's not gonna lower the burden on the staff, it's not gonna, and that's really what we need to be trying to do.
But if we are matching or close to Peatone Grant Park at least, then maybe those people that are subbing in neighboring towns would more want to be here.
Numbers.
Yeah, they just have, I mean, they just have to register with county. That's the thing, Illinois is so hard. Each county you have to register and pay for and stuff, which is the weirdest thing I ever did.
Totally.
Because in every other state, Missouri, Oklahoma, Texas, that I've ever been, it's statewide. You have your license and you can go anywhere in the state as long as you're with that school.
It makes sense.
So how about I do this, because Ms. Palmer just asked a question. What I can get you guys is I'll get how many days we paid for subbing last year. I assume, are you looking for like a like long-term subbing like Ms. Hewitt did for us, or you just want people who got the $95
No,
paid?
the 90, referring
Okay.
to the 95.
All right, so what I'll do is the number of people we used, how many days they did, what our total compensation is, and then what I'll do is I'll put that I'll say if it's at 110, what it would have cost us, and then I'll put like some kind of incentive.
Like
Cause I bet it's more than 42 grand.
Well, that's what I want to find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying,
Like
like, if we could
Yep.
get a permanent teacher that would fill in, and like I said, even if we, for some odd reason, we had no subs one day, which I hopefully would happen, it would be nothing to have them push in, or be an extra pair, or pull a group, or work with the children. Extra help is always
Needed.
wonderful, yes.
There's always
Okay.
something. Yeah, but I mean, I think, because we need to focus on alleviating staff pressure, you know, what can benefit the kids and also financial. So,
Right.
yeah, if, that would be great.
Okay, I'll get you guys a list and I will.
Thank you.
No problem. The second thing is more of a, it's not a discussion item, I guess it would be an upcoming date.
Okay.
Do we have any, do we wanna do any action on the sub pay, even just to do to the 110, or no?
You
Is
can't.
that-
No,
is that
can't
next
do
to
it.
that
It's
vision?
not
Not an
agenda.
action item.
Okay.
Respectfully, that's why I didn't put it on there.
I have another item.
Yes.
Any word with the union on when we're going to meet?
As I said, they are looking to have their meeting in the next few weeks and then be ready to negotiate after that,
So November.
November. And
Interesting, when we asked for September. Okay,
I can't make them come to the table.
you're absolutely right.
I did meet with the Teamsters representatives. I put that in my board report, I forgot to mention that to you guys, so they will have something spring. So,
Okay.
sorry about that.
Does, before that gets rolling, should people on the board then be, or on that committee be considered for who will not be leaving when their term's over for negotiation?
I can imagine that if they presented something to you folks in November, it not being done by April.
Okay.
I mean, if it really goes 6 months of negotiation, then things are a lot worse than.
For sure. For sure.
I think there's gonna be some things, like any negotiation, but I think the union understands our situation right now, and
Okay.
I don't expect them to get nothing, but I also don't expect them to ask for the moon.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Okay. All right, so let me know if anything like that changes, and I need to think of that. All right, items for the next board meeting?
We will be having the auditors come. You guys got your auditors right up there. So, John will be here, okay. John will be here in November.
Okie dokie, and so bring that, I forgot it.
Yeah, bring your.
Yeah.
Yep.
Audits.
All right. Any other upcoming dates?
Zion is having a trunk or treat on October 29th. We're going to provide a bus for that, and I believe Kelly says I'm gonna be there. I'm not gonna dress up. I'm sorry, I'm not there.
Oh, come on.
And then
There's a Bobcat suit.
I bet.
there is.
And Mr. Meyer.
I'm going to be dragging along Jack the Fourth, so maybe I'll stick him in the Bobcat
Do
suit.
it, yes.
He
would love it. Okay, good. Okay, anything else? All right, I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Okay.
Yeah. All in favor?
Aye.